Welcome to Eerie Britain, your gateway to the haunted heart of the United Kingdom. From eerie whispers in forgotten villages to spine-chilling tales of ancient cities, we uncover the ghostly secrets lurking in every corner of the UK. But this channel isn't just about our stories, it's about yours too. Have you experienced something unexplained? A haunting that sent shivers down your spine? Share your ghostly encounters with us and we might feature them in an upcoming video. Join our growing community of paranormal explorers. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a tale of restless spirits, haunted mansions or spine-tingling mysteries. Your voice matters. Comment or share your story. Let's uncover the truth behind the shadows together. So light a candle, gather your courage and become part of the story. Because the ghosts are waiting and their stories must be told.
High in the heart of the Lake District lies Styhead Pass, a place of raw beauty and chilling isolation. Between the valleys of Wasdale and Borrowdale, this ancient route feels untouched by time. But in its solitude, a sinister presence lurks, one that has terrified travellers for centuries. The pass is notorious for its shifting mists which descend without warning, swallowing the landscape whole. It's in this liminal space where the world feels like it's slipping away that an otherworldly figure emerges. Bjorn, the headless outlaw. The story dates back to the 13th century, a time of lawlessness and brutal retribution. Bjorn was a Scandinavian outlaw who fled to these remote hills to escape justice. Known for his cruelty, he was feared not just by the people but by the very landscape he inhabited. Bjorn was said to have committed unspeakable crimes, plundering villages, murdering travelers, and even dabbling in dark rituals to summon the spirits of the wild. But justice caught up with him in a most gruesome way. Legend has it that Bjorn was captured by the villagers of Borrowdale. They beheaded him as punishment and left his body to rot in the misty fells. Yet his spirit could not be contained. Now Bjorn roams Styhead Pass, condemned to wander for eternity. He's said to carry a leather bag writhing with live cats, symbols of torment and punishment in medieval folklore. Travellers who encounter him report hearing the shrieks of the cats before they see him, a harrowing warning of his approach. Local legend holds that Bjorn's ghost is drawn to the living. Lost walkers speak of feeling an icy grip on their shoulders or seeing a figure in the mist, headless yet staring as if with unseen eyes. Some say he offers the sack to his victims, daring them to open it, but beware, those who take the bag are never seen again. Even on clear days, Styhead Pass feels different, as though the air itself is watching. Some hikers have claimed to hear whispers carried on the wind, voices that call their name or warn them to turn back. Others describe inexplicable cold spots where their breath freezes in the air despite the warmth of the season. According to local superstition, salt is the only thing that can protect you from Bjorn. Many hikers won't set foot on the pass without a pouch of it, sprinkling lines across the stones in hopes of keeping his restless spirit at bay. So if you're planning to trek Styhead Pass, remember, the mist may not just be nature's doing. And should you hear the sound of cats howling or feel the presence of unseen eyes, don't look back. Bjorn is watching and he never walks alone. The hills have their secrets, and Styhead Pass is keeping its darkest one.
On the windswept plains of Cumbria, shrouded in mist and mystery, stands an ancient enigma. Long Meg and her daughters, a ring of stones, gnarled and ancient, guardians of secrets long lost to time. Their surfaces bear strange markings, spirals, cups and rings, etched by hands long turned to dust. They hint at rituals beyond our understanding. The legend of Long Meg and her daughters captivates the imagination, a tale whispered by the wind, passed down through generations. It speaks of a time when giants roamed the earth, when magic was real. The stones were once a coven of witches, led by Long Meg, a woman of immense power. They gathered beneath the moon. Their laughter echoed across the moors. They danced beneath the stars and worshipped ancient gods, gods of power and chaos. Their rituals held sway over nature. They could summon storms and command tides. Their power was absolute, their wrath terrible to behold. Even today, an eerie silence hangs over the site. The wind, as it whistles through the stones, seems to whisper forgotten secrets. Tales of ancient rituals and long-forgotten magic. The very air feels heavy with unspoken power, a palpable sense of something ancient and watchful. Visitors speak of strange occurrences. Sudden chills despite the warmth of the day, the feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. Cameras malfunction, phones die, as if the very technology we rely upon is repelled by the raw, primal energy that permeates this place. There are whispers, too, of shadowy figures glimpsed from the corner of the eye, figures that vanish as quickly as they appear, and the sound of laughter carried on the wind, a high-pitched, chilling laughter that sends shivers down the spine. Long Meg, the legend tells us, was no ordinary woman. She was tall and imposing, with eyes that burned with an inner fire. Her hair, as black as a raven's wing, flowed down her back. Her voice was like the rumble of distant thunder. Her daughters were striking, each with a wild, untamed beauty. They were as different as the phases of the moon. Bound by blood and magic, they ruled the lands. Villages paid tribute, fearful of their wrath. Travellers avoided the circle, fearing untimely ends. But their reign of terror was not to last. A holy man, drawn by tales of their wickedness, confronted Long Meg and her coven. He carried with him the power of God, and in a voice that boomed like thunder, he denounced them for their evil ways. The earth trembled beneath their feet, lightning split the sky, illuminating the circle in a blinding flash of white fire. And in that moment, Long Meg and her daughters were transformed, turned to stone, frozen in time for their wickedness. Their laughter died on their lips, replaced by an eternal silence. Their reign of terror was at an end. Long Meg, the tallest of the stones, stands apart from the others, a solitary sentinel watching over her petrified daughters. Her face, weathered and worn by the passage of time, seems frozen in a silent scream, an eternal reminder of the price of her hubris. The stones themselves are said to be uncountable. Legend has it that no two people will ever agree on the exact number. Some claim to have counted 72, others as many as 99. But every attempt to reach a definitive answer is doomed to fail. Some say this is because the stones themselves move, shifting their positions under the cover of darkness. Others believe that the witches, though turned to stone, retain some of their power, that they toy with the minds of mortals, making them doubt what their eyes see. Whatever the truth, one thing is certain. To attempt to count the stones is to invite misfortune into your life. Local legend is replete with tales of those who dared to tempt fate. Some were struck down with sudden illness, others met with accidents. A few even vanished without a trace, their fates unknown. As dusk falls over the moors and the shadows lengthen, the stones seem to take on a life of their own. They loom out of the gathering darkness, their shapes shifting and changing in the dying light. Whispers seem to emanate from the very stones themselves, carried on the wind. It is said that on the night of the full moon, when the veil between the worlds is at its thinnest, Long Meg and her daughters awaken from their slumber. They dance once more beneath the silvery light, their laughter echoing across the desolate moors. Their movements are said to be swift and silent, their forms shifting and changing like shadows cast by a flickering flame. They dance a macabre jig, a celebration of their ancient power and a reminder of the curse that binds them to this place. Whether you believe in the legend or not, there is no denying the strange atmosphere that pervades Long Meg and her daughters. It is a place of quiet power, a place where the past feels very much present. Even the most skeptical visitor cannot help but feel a sense of unease, a prickling at the back of the neck, as if they are being watched by unseen eyes. Perhaps it is the sheer age of the site, a tangible reminder of the vastness of time and our own fleeting existence. Perhaps it is the wind whistling through the stones like the voices of the dead. Or perhaps there is something more to the legend of Long Meg and her daughters than meets the eye. Whatever the reason, Long Meg and her daughters remains a place of mystery and intrigue, a place that continues to capture the imagination and send shivers down the spines of those who visit. As you stand within the circle, feeling the weight of centuries pressing down upon you, remember the legend of Long Meg and her daughters. Remember their power, their arrogance, and their fall from grace. And be warned, do not attempt to count the stones, do not speak their names aloud, and above all, do not mock the curse. For the witches may be turned to stone, but their power is not entirely gone, and they are said to be unforgiving of those who trespass upon their sacred ground. Leave only footprints, take only memories, and pray you do not incur the wrath of Long Meg and her daughters.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't have nightmares.